first thing to note is just the scale of the cuts to higher education. $2 billion was cut over the summer break with absolutely no democratic process. The government decides to put a freeze on how much money they give to higher education, and automatically 10,000 students miss out on the opportunity to receive Commonwealth-supported places. The next thing they want to introduce is a cap on how much money you can receive over your lifetime from the government, meaning that anybody who wants to get a degree at Melbourne University, a postgraduate degree, is automatically going to have to find money from their own pockets to fund their education. And this is just a systematic attack on the ability for lower socioeconomic people to access education. A systematic attack saying that poor people shouldn't be able to go to these universities. Instead, they should be shunted off to poorer institutions. And I think it's really important that we're here today taking a stand against these really gross attacks on higher education. And it's also important to note that it's not just Melbourne in protest, but also students all around the country organising on their campuses and in their states saying, we will fight these cuts to higher education. And I think one of the things that's pretty obvious is the priorities of our system are fundamentally warped. So $2 billion cut from higher education, but what do they do instead? $3 billion for war, destruction and persecution.
Shame.
$2 billion cuts to higher education, but how many hundreds of thousands of dollars do they spend per year, per refugee, to lock refugees up on Manus Island and Nauru, these institutions of torture and detention? We say no more.
Yeah.
$2 billion in cuts to higher education, but how many billions of dollars per year do they give to the fossil fuel industry? These priorities are messed up. And so